Today we have two super easy, viral, keto-friendly dessert recipes to try. In this series, we scour the internet looking for recipes that seem easy and look absolutely delicious. And sometimes these recipes aren't even keto, but we make them keto with a few special tweaks. So the first recipe that I came across that I was like, oh wow, I want to make that, is by the Zach Rochelau. And we'll just put his username here on TikTok. And the reason why this caught my eye is that it's a 49 calorie protein angel food cake. And so I said, oh, how many carbs are in that? And it says half a carb. And I said, that's keto. I don't know if it's trendy now to call things protein based. This recipe looks pretty basic. I actually went online and got some vanilla cupcake protein powder that I thought might be cool in this recipe. There aren't a lot of details about this recipe on the TikTok. And Holly, honey, we're filming. Can you go and sit? Thank you. That's what it's like filming in a tiny little house with 3 dogs. You're gonna have interruptions. Someone needed water. So you're going to need 6 large eggs for this recipe. We separated the egg whites from the egg yolks and placed them into a separate bowl. So the creator of this recipe did mention that you should be using fresh egg whites, not egg whites out of a carton. Sarah and I do love to use egg whites out of a carton, but he said that you have to use fresh. So that's what we're doing. In that case, you are going to have 6 egg yolks left over, and this would make a really good base for like a custard or maybe some keto lemon bars or something like that. So we're gonna save these for another recipe. So the other interesting thing about this recipe is that he puts everything in grams, and Sarah and I do not operate that way. So we had to do a conversion, which is always kind of off with grams because they're doing it by weight and everything is a different volume. And so we are doing approximate measurements of the dry ingredients of this recipe. So according to our calculations, so take that with a grain of salt, you know what I mean? We're gonna be using 2 tablespoons of whey protein powder. Ours is a cupcake flavor. We can link it below. 1 tablespoon of allulose. That doesn't seem that sweet, but I'm thinking that there's sweetener in the vanilla cupcake protein powder, so it should be sweet enough. 1/2 tablespoon of cream of tartar and a splash of vanilla. We're gonna start by whipping up our eggs to form stiff peaks. This is gonna take a while because we don't have a stand mixer. We are just using a trusty hand mixer. Cut! Aren't egg whites a light liquid mixture?
We're trying to figure out if we use the beating attachment or the whisk attachment.
So it says here beaters are used to whip up things like cake mixes, butter, whipped cream, and a whisk puts air into what you're making, like meringues, omelets, dough.
So then it would be the whisk.
Okay, so we have our whisk attachment. We're gonna beat these egg whites until it forms stiff peaks, which is going to take a while. So we have formed stiff peaks with our egg whites, and I was trying to tell Sarah that I've been thirsty for like the last 10 minutes. And so finally, she brought me over some Element, which is the sponsor of today's video. Element is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything that you need and nothing that you don't. That means lots of salt with no sugar. Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. When you go into ketosis, you shed a lot of water, and inside that water are your electrolytes. This can give you muscle cramps, make you feel fatigued, and even make you nauseous. Element replenishes your electrolytes so you feel better. We love Element because they are literally the best tasting electrolyte supplements that we have ever tried, and we have been talking about them for years, way before they started sponsoring videos on our channel. Some of our favorite flavors are the citrus salt, raspberry salt, and the orange salt, but we love them all. And for a limited time, our Keto Twins community can get a free sample pack of Element, so you can try all the flavors. It looks like this. All you have to do is pay for shipping. You can click the link in the description and get your sample pack today. Thank you so much to Element for sponsoring another video on our channel. Sponsors help keep our channel going, you guys. And thanks to you guys for supporting our sponsors. We're going to mix our dry ingredients into our egg whites very carefully by folding them in. Having flashbacks from the PSMF bread experience. You're not supposed to be over whipping this, over folding it, but if not, it's just gonna be chunky. So I forgot to put the splash of vanilla extract in there, so I'm gonna do that right now. After I fold that in, I'm gonna be lightly spraying our ramekins with avocado oil spray. We're gonna fill our ramekins with this mixture. We're gonna put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. We're gonna try both recipes at the end and see how they turn out. Next up, we have a very exciting recipe to try, and it has to do with coffee, which if you know, You know, we love it. We love coffee here. In fact, I want to have some right now.
Okay, so the next recipe comes from Cooking with Bello. We actually used one of his recipes before, which were those Parmesan balls, which turned out really, really good. So this one looks promising. It's a frozen cappuccino. It's not keto, but we're gonna be making it keto by replacing the sweetener with stevia. If you guys want the link to this recipe, we'll leave it in the description below. So pretty much it takes coffee, some heavy whipping cream, sweetener, and cocoa powder to decorate the cup with, and that's it. So I brewed a cup of espresso with my Nespresso machine, and I put that into the refrigerator to cool because you're gonna need it to be cold when you use it. So we're going to be taking about 1 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, and we're going to be beating it or whipping it into a nice fluffy consistency. This might take a while, probably 3 to 4 minutes. We're going to be using a hand mixer. So here we have our heavy whipping cream that we've been beating for about 5 to 6 minutes. I think a little bit more than that, and we would have butter. We're going to be adding in our sweetener into our coffee so that's nice and distributed, and then we're going to be taking 6 tablespoons or 90 milliliters, as he says, of that coffee and putting it into our cream and folding it to combine it. I'm not sure how much liquid stevia we should add in there, so I'm gonna taste at the end and see if we need to adjust it. It doesn't look very coffee-like, so we're gonna go in with the rest of the espresso that we brewed. So I'm gonna be taking this mixture, I'm gonna be putting it into some espresso glasses. We're gonna be dusting a little bit of cocoa powder on top just before serving as a little bit of a garnish. So here are my frozen cappuccinos. I think they look really cute. I'm gonna be putting these in the refrigerator so that they stay nice and cold, and Emily's gonna finish up her dish.
Sarah, I'm actually feeling really good about this day. You know, some of the last ones we've tried have turned out a little dilapidated. So the first one is this angel protein cake. We kind of like dug a little hole in the center, threw in a tablespoon of mixed berries into this, and then topped it with some whipped cream and a couple more on top because Sarah said I was shrouding the berries with whipped cream. You need to know what's inside there. So they're just decorative, okay? The base of this recipe is like less than a carb, right? But if you want to add stuff to it, it'll add some carbs here and there. Berries are typically very low in carbs. You can always add chocolate. You can always add something else on top. And then there's whipped cream, which has like trace amounts of carbs in it. So,
but we are technically keto, and so we do eat berries and things like that in small quantities. You're gonna pick it up and eat it?
That's what the guy did in the video.
No, I'm not doing that. It's gonna be everywhere. Absolutely not.
It's good. It does have a slight vanilla cupcake flavor because that's the type of protein powder we use. But maybe if you like vanilla, use vanilla. If you like strawberry, use strawberry protein powder. I said earlier that this kind of reminds me, of course, of the PSMF bread. But because you're using like flavored protein powder, it gives it that flavor, so it's not really eggy. Do you taste eggs?
No, not really.
I think it's really good. Also, the creator said it was 49 calories. Do you remember how a couple weeks ago I was like, let me know when you find a recipe that's low carb and low calorie, because it's kind of rare.
Right.
Especially on keto because things have a lot of fat in it. And so this is low calorie and low carb.
I really think this is a great dessert to make for like an event with people over. I think it looks really classy and it looks like really difficult to make, but there was only a couple ingredients in there. And I think that you could even take this and make it savory. You can use a whey protein that doesn't have a flavor in it. Maybe add in some like garlic powder, some
Gouda.
bacon, Gouda, and like chive. I think that'd be really delicious. But overall, I would say this is a win. Definitely give this one a go.
I feel like I'm in Italy.
So here is the frozen espresso. Let's see, can I flip it without it falling out? Ooh. Ooh. There you go. So it is solid.
This would be cute as a make beforehand as well.
Right.
Like you make it beforehand, put it in the freezer for a little bit.
Serve it to guests. Yeah.
I would be happy if someone served me this. That's for sure.
And a couple ingredients, really quick to make. So why don't we give it a try?
It tastes kind of like ice cream.
Yeah.
But it's not as cold as ice cream, of course. But it's super, I mean, it's whipped cream. It reminds me of coffee ice cream.
Maybe we could have added a little bit more coffee flavor.
Really?
I don't know. But see, I'm a coffee person. I love coffee. I love the taste of it. Maybe like a powdered espresso or instant espresso would help with that. But yeah, I think it's a little light flavor of coffee. Like if you don't like coffee, this is probably like the level that you'd want. But I like coffee flavor. So I would probably want it to be a little bit more intense on the coffee flavor.
See, I like it.
Then again, Emily, when she brews coffee, it's not as strong as when I brew coffee.
That's true.
She says that like my coffee is like jet fuel, so that's probably
How do you
why
think
as
we
well.
keep going filming these videos?
Emily likes the mayo, I like the coffee.
Both of these are absolutely delicious. They taste restaurant quality. Like, I would be happy to pay money for this at a restaurant or that. So you should definitely try them. If you guys do, please tag us in pictures on Instagram of your creations. We would love to see them at Keto Twins Official. So if you like this video, please give it a like. It does really help us out with the YouTube algorithm so more people see our videos. And don't forget to subscribe for more keto lifestyle content. If you would like to see the video where we blew up eggs in the microwave, trying other keto TikTok hacks, you can click on the video on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins, signing out.